Alright, welcome back to the channel, Beamer fans. So today we're doing the Vanos Solenoids, both of them intake and exhaust. So we'll do a quick one as usual, using esta just to see what it looks like, and then we'll move to the actual work and see how easy it is uh, if we run into any issues. So usual, after you put your VIN number. Remember, you don't need to be connected to the car to look at the manual. So we're just going to plug in the VIN number. Once you plug in the VIN number, car comes up. Once all the details are up, then you go to vehicle management. Once you're in vehicle management, you should be under repair and maintenance right here. And then we'll go under engine, expand. You're going to look for variable camshaft control. Once you click on it, the submenu on the right, you will go to removing and installing, replacing both solenoid valves, right? So double click on that. Now you get the whole procedure. You always get the regular, they telling you what possible symptoms: rough running, OB default entry, exhaust emission behavior, low engine power. So these are signs of, you need to replace them. And when you see it says disconnect plug into the inlet, so this is what they look like. And you can see like we'll see it when we start the work. The connectors, they don't look the same. You can see like this part here is a little different than this one. So, and the length of the cables are not the same. So you cannot possibly plug the wrong connector to the wrong control solenoid. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. It does have one bolt, so each has one bolt. One is here and the other one is here. There will be very limited visibility once we buy the car, so just so you see it here and you have an idea. This one, you'll have to turn it around. Once it comes out a little bit, then you twist it upwards. So this side is up, so you can clear this harness here, this cable. So that's what it looks like. And this is you after unplugging the connector. Now you have to take off this 10mm bolt. Same thing here. And this is them telling you to clear this cable, you must twist it that way, left. So you go left so it comes out, otherwise you won't be able to take it out. And this is it's got this is a plastic, like hard plastic. This is an actual seal, so just oil this before you put it back, the new one. We're gonna go through the torquing. I doubt I'm gonna use my torque, but if you're interested, so we're looking for 3AZ, 1136 3AZ. So this is it, and it's a 9 nm. So it's like 1 nm higher than your valve cover gasket. Valve cover gasket, if I believe, I think it's an 8 Newton meter. So this one is a 9 Newton meter. So that's pretty much similar. You're just trying to stop oil from coming out. So that's your torquing if you're interested. Let's see. And this is pretty much it. Not much to it. So we're just gonna go now and get it done. Alright, just follow me and we'll see how it works out. See you later.
So now after looking at the instructions in the BMW manual, Now we're gonna move into trying to apply those instructions here and see if we run into anything that's, you know, out of the norm. So I got my hood in service mode using my entrusted crowbar. So remove the struts, they just clip off. Remove a retainer and then you can just remove them. And then we're gonna remove the strut bars. I'm gonna remove one bolt there, loosen the one over there. That's a 16, that's a 15. And then what I'll do is I'll swing them around, tighten it so it doesn't swing back down, and put the bolt back in that hole so I don't have to keep track of them. I just find it easier rather than taking the whole entire unit and putting it somewhere and have to account for the bolts. Then we're going to remove the entire radiator support by removing some rivets. There are bolts underneath there. We're going to remove, there's Torx, I believe a T40 right over there where we need to remove. It's a very tight spot. And then take the entire assembly. So this will allow us to pull the radiator up and then remove it so we can have clearance to remove the Vanos solenoids. Alright, so let's get to it. This one is a 16 and this one is a 15. Now we're gonna remove the rivets. I'm gonna use this tool here. These are your regular rivets. This goes in, it compresses, and it spreads these out, and the whole unit doesn't come out. You can choose to remove the entire unit, but there isn't really a need for it. You can just open this up, make this loose, just because you have to access more bolts here. And then you have the Torx. So now let's move to the bolts down here. And those are, let's see, looks like smaller, could be a 13. Yes, there are 13s. We got all the bolts here. Now we're gonna move to the Torxes here. Let me see which Torx that is. Let's see if I get lucky with my T30. Yes, I am. So these are a T30, so Torx 30. So now we got pretty much everything except we're gonna have to get Oh man, wait. Got this guy. Nope, they are not the same. So these are a lot shorter. These two here. So do not mix them up with those. They are the same size, so it's easily done. So make sure you keep them separate from the group. And to get at the T40 right there, because there's so much space, like you can't even put any tool in there. This is what I'm gonna use. Use my trusty stubby mini wrench here. Now what I do is I got a T40, a Milwaukee T40 bit, a T bit, and all I do is I put it in here. Now I got me a short one that should fit in there. So let's see. And yes, it does. And a reminder, this way it's open, so if you drop anything, it will go down. You don't pull all the way out, because then you get your tool stuck because it gets pushed back and it won't come out because of this. So just get it loose enough where you can finish it by hand. I remember because it happened to me. I was like, oops, I went too far back. This is your T40. There you go. T40, you can't mix it up with anything else, but I'm gonna leave it together with these two. So now comes the part that you have to remove this one, but one thing you have to be mindful of is your hood latch. The cable for the hood latch is clipped underneath. So just get enough room to do this, and then just remove it from here. I just pull on it, and there is your entire assembly. So the next step will be to remove the radiator, right? This is a good opportunity for you to do some cleaning here. All the dust when you're driving. So before we start doing anything, we have to unclip the power. And let me just bring the camera so you can see what I'm doing. All right, the next thing I was showing you earlier, this is where the T30 goes. I mean T40, the only one. Um, I like showing these so you have an idea of what's going on. So this is your T40, and it goes in there. Don't have a lot of space here. So the best thing, if you have something like this, use this. If you don't, there are many other ways you can find a way of doing it, but that's the way I found. After we get rid of the radiator support, now we're going to remove to the power. So we're going to unplug the radiator by unplugging this harness here. Let me just put some light so you can see it. And pretty much there's a tab here that you depress, and all you do is you just push on it, then just pull straight up, and there's your power. Main power is disconnected. Next thing you do, let me bring the light with me again. We're going to remove this T30 here, but be mindful. When you pull on the entire radiator assembly, this is loose. Once you remove this, this will pop out and fall down. You will have to fish it up, remove the splash shield from the bottom and get it. So what we'll try to do, remove the T30 and then slide this one up before we try to remove the radiator. So let's do that. Put it away. Now I'm gonna try to get this guy. So maybe this one, I'm gonna use the left hand. Yeah, I'm not able to get it, so we're just gonna have to pull the radiator and see what happens. Now that you're ready to remove the radiator, you have to unclip it. And you've got one tab here. You have to pull it towards you to clear it. And then you have the same thing on the other side. And then you just go like that and just pull it towards you. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. As soon as I pulled on the radiator, this one came off, so I grabbed it before it fell off. So as soon as you pull and tug on the radiator and it comes loose, this will be freed. This doesn't matter which way you put it, because if you put it this way, the groove is right there, so it fits. Same thing here. So they're identical, top and bottom. So this is just a matter of slowly sliding the entire assembly, making sure it doesn't get caught on any wires or hoses. And you will do so, so just be mindful of that. You have your AC lines, you have your cooling lines, and there's your entire assembly. And this is the difference it makes when you remove the radiator. You see, you have a lot of space. This will be the same process if you were changing your serpentine belt. It will be the same thing you would have to do. So what we're working on today is going to be right here. Let me show you. Let me remove the engine acoustic cover, what they call it. So you pretty much lift up and then slides towards you. Sometimes this grommet stays here instead of staying there. That's fine. You can either remove it and put it back, or just slide it back in. But what do you know? It fell off, so I guess it's going back in. So here we remove the acoustic engine cover, and I'm gonna try to give you a view of the sensors. Not much visibility here. I'm gonna put the light right on it. So that's the 10mm bolt for the top sensor, and the bottom sensor is right below it, right there. That's the second one. So the top one is here, the second one is there. So let's get to it. So I was able to remove the bolt. Lucky for me, it fell inside the socket, so I'm good. This is the bolt. It wasn't too tight, we're just snugged. The electrical connector, I used the flathead. I pushed down on the metal retainer clip, and at the same time I slid it the way it's supposed to come out, and it actually came out pretty easy. So now we need to pull the entire thing out. So I just, again, use this and tugged on the metal part of the sensor. And this is the sensor. Doesn't look too bad. It's pretty clean, actually. It does have some, let me just show you. You see some particles there? Actually, those particles were from the caked up oil leak from the VCG. These are some of the details I'd like to share in these videos. So this is the bottom sensor. So this is the position it's in. If you try to pull it that way, it will not come out because it's going to hit this wire right here. It's going to hit this wire here. So what you need to do after it comes out, you need to move it up. You need to tilt it so that flange clears the sensor. You see it now? It cleared the sensor. You see it? Right there. Because if you leave it the way it was, then it's not going to come out. And that's what they meant in the manual. All right, second sensor, not bad. So a good thing to do, as you can see there, see that that caked up on the edge right there, and the bottom one too. Try to do your best to clean it. See it? Maybe like a Brillo or something. Nothing abrasive, you know, but just enough. You see? I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't want to push that stuff back in there once I put the new sensors in. This is the new Vanos Solenoids right here. So these are made by Variant Autosport. So they're pretty much the same. We're just gonna oil the ring here, the seal. Alrighty. So I tore this from a sponge, so I'm gonna try to use this to clean the edges because if you notice here, we've got two seals. We've got the one that's gonna be closer to the head gasket. I mean the head, and this one is on the outer where you saw that buildup, whatever the crud that was. So I'm gonna try to clear at least this part here. This one doesn't look, it's just it's browning from oil, but this one needs some cleaning. All right, I think we're good to go with this. Let's try to put this bad boy back. So remember, the idea for us at first to go in this way, then you have to align it so you can put the bolt back. Take your time, no rush. I'm gonna lay this towel here to cover the actual the wire harness, because it has a lot of dunked up oil. This way, I don't want the sensor to grab any particles, any old oil and gunked up with sand or whatnot, and introduce it into the head. I was able to push and clip the top one in, but the bottom is giving me a hard time. So just be aware of that. I'm trying to find a good leverage point. Okay, so now both of them are in, both are snugged in. Okay, so now that we're done replacing that, plug the connectors. The connectors you don't have to worry about because you cannot mix them up. They are not the same length, but you also have one of them has a extra plastic cover on it, so you really can't confuse them. What's the other thing? So pretty much the assembly will be the reverse. So just start with once you're done, you can leave this as is, but remember this will clip onto the acoustic cover. You put the radiator back in, then you put your radiator support brace. Make sure you bolt everything down. Don't forget your T40, and that's pretty much it. Next video should be the I should change the camshaft intake side and exhaust side. Those they're not known to fail, but it's just I feel like at 115,000 miles, it's a good maintenance. They're not that expensive. It looks like you need like a female Torx, reverse Torx here. It's just one, and then it comes out. Unplug it with the O-ring. They do not sell them with the O-ring, so you have to buy the O-ring separate. Don't forget that, so you don't have to reuse the old one. Put some oil on it, but I'll make a video on that. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll whenever we get more content, we'll put it out for you so you can guys check them out. All right, thank you.